Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my 1GP2 Twisted Bow flipping series, where I'm attempting to earn a Twisted Bow from scratch in under 1 year. If I fail to do that, I'm going to be giving away all of the money that I've earned, as well as eating a very spicy pepper for you guys on a live stream. Now, I'm not going to lie, this was a very stressful week for old school RuneScape flipping. I definitely made a few very big mistakes that could be extremely costly, and realistically at this point I have a bit of wiggle room, but not that much. And you know what's not really helping either is actually the Twisted Bow has gone up a significant amount in value just over the last couple of weeks. Over the last week it's already gone up another 40 mil, which means we already have a bit more work ahead of us. But without spoiling too much, let's just go ahead and get into it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like, and let's get started. Okay, we are starting today's episode off at 863 mil. We had a really good episode last time, so let's see if we can go ahead and repeat that. I'm going to start off by price checking a Cape of Skulls that worked really well for us last week and still has about a 140k margin. That is definitely decent enough. We'll go ahead and do the full buy limit of 7. I'm also looking at the Amulet of Eternal Glory for about 33,275, and I'm probably going to do a full buy limit of that as well. I have a fair bit of money to spend now. Dragonstone plate bodies have about a 140k margin. That is really good. I actually might go ahead and try for 20 of them. I'm not actually sure what the buying limit is, but that should be enough, I think. A slightly worse margin on the Dragonstone plate legs, but still 50k is pretty good for a 3.7 mil item. Gonna go for 20 of them as well. Well, once again, I'll go for a torture ornament kit. We're gonna go for 16 of them. We're gonna be gone for most of the days. It's not a huge investment. Okay, currently we have a 420k margin on the Justiciar armor set. I think I can afford 5 of them almost. May actually need to reduce an offer by 1. Alright, that is going to be it for now. Looking promising, and I'll be checking back in later today. Okay, good morning everybody. Now I've messed up my first recording of the morning because you know what, it's early. Now basically what I missed here was a few really good flips. The Ensouled Dragon Head, we ended up getting about a 1.1 mil profit on, and about a 100 GP profit per head. And we have another 10k right here, so we're gonna get another maybe 1 mil in profit there. We had the Torture Ornament Kit with around a 500k profit. The Justiciar armor set with about a 1.6 mil profit, very happy about that. The Cape of Skulls with around a 900k profit, bringing us about 4 mil overnight, which I'm very happy about. Now for Twisted League rewards, you may notice I already have an offer in. I'm going to be very conservative today because the rewards just came out and most likely they're going to continue to drop further and further throughout the day. Now what's really interesting about Twisted League rewards is that they are limited in a way. There's only a certain amount of points that were earned during Twisted League, and once those are spent, the items will realistically be discontinued until the next league. So I'm going to go ahead and flip a bunch today, and then I may even make an investment in the next week or two. But so far we can see we're getting about a 200k profit, which is very good, and I may even try flipping the Twisted Horns. Screw it, let's just go ahead and price check it. Right now it seems like it's hovering around 25 mil. Okay, exactly, okay, there's a 1 mil profit on the Twisted Horn. We're only going to do maybe 2 at a time. I really don't want to get burned on that item too much. Okay, I already bought both of the Twisted Horns for 24,999, and I'm about to get a 1 mil profit, but I'm not going to go ahead and buy any more until I've actually sold these 2. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to really risk as far as Twisted League rewards. I might just do the 2. The rest of my money I'm going to invest into regular items. We're just going to go ahead and do the Elder Maul this morning, and we'll do the Basilisk Jaw for about 150k margin. Wow, we sold both of the Twisted League horns already for a 1.6 mil profit. 1.9 mil actually. Okay, let's go ahead and buy more of those. Oh boy. Well, here we go. We're going in deep again. Okay, so one realization I came to very quickly is that the Twisted League rewards have a very low buying limit. I think it's 5. GE Tracker is showing 8, but I think that could be incorrect. Don't quote me on that, not 100% sure. But only about 20 minutes after flipping 5 of them, I tried putting an offer in for 28 mil just to instantly buy it, and it didn't come through. I didn't test any higher, so to be fair, I'm not 100% sure. But the same thing happened for the Twisted Teleport Scroll. I did 4 of them, plus the one I price checked, and then I just never got any more, so I'm pretty sure it's 5, which is kind of a bit of a hindrance. That being said, we did make pretty good money on it. We made about 900k after the first one without the price check. Then we made another 900k, so 1.8 mil. And then I made another 600k, which means about 2.4 mil in just like about 10 minutes. Very quick. The teleport scroll was good, but again, we hit the limit so quickly, we only made around 800k. I did try the twisted blueprints, but I just never got really past the price checking phase. Now, I am still interested in buying some of the Twisted League items just to hold on to for a bit. However, I kind of want to wait for them to drop a bit further. Now, we did a flip on the Sanguinesti staff, and I think they instantly sold. Yes, so that's actually quite nice. About a 1.3 mil profit on that one. Very happy with that. We ended up selling the rest of our unsold dragon heads off for about a 800k profit. We did a basilisk jaw flip, about a 800k profit on that one. We actually ended up getting about a 700k profit on that, and we did 3 of them, so that's another 2.1 mil right there. And we did an Elder Maul flip and Eternal Gem for a bit more money, but really not that much. Now, I still kind of want to go and try to flip the Twisted Horns again, and while I wouldn't normally recommend doing this with an item that has such a low buying limit theoretically, we don't really have any idea. Oh. Okay, we have a loose idea of what the horn is at right now, but we still probably need to price check it. 22 mil into 21,800. That's not even really worth it. I really do think the Twisted Horn and really all of the items is going to see a pretty big resurgence because there's a limited supply. The Twisted Horn especially can be lost on death pretty easily, and we have no idea when the next Twisted League will be. So really it just comes down to when I think it's going to be at its lowest point. I think I'm going to wait one more day or two because I'm sure the grand majority of people are going to be claiming this reward within the first day or two, because there were dedicated players playing Twisted League. After that, maybe a few scattered ones will come in, but then I think it's really going to start going up, so I might maybe tomorrow see how the price looks and then maybe then invest a bit. Gonna go for the Ring of the Gods at around 19.4 mil, and let me go for 6. And you know what, there looks like there's a pretty damn good margin on the Ancestral Robe set right now. Yeah, I think I can do 4 of them right now. From the Ancestral set, I'm hoping to get maybe at least 300 or 400k, and right now there's 484k as a margin. That is really good. I'm still so torn. Is 21 mil a good price to buy this and hold that? I could just keep 1. You know what? I'm gonna think about it for a minute. I will leave this last offer slot to sell off the Ring of the Gods or maybe the Twisted Horn, and I'll check back in a bit later. So it is the end of the first day of the new rewards, and I can confirm that the rewards have a limit of 5 per 4 hours, so pretty low. We did a really good flip just recently on the horns. We got about a 950k profit, and we did 3 of them, so that's already about 2.7 mil right there. And we did another 4 of them earlier for about 600k in profit, which means we got about 3.5 mil on the horns just in 2 different flips. So I think I might actually hold on to these overnight. We have 4 of the Twisted Blueprints and 4 of the Twisted Teleport Scrolls, and I think that is a good price to buy them at. Who knows though. And I also got an amazing margin on the Ancestral. We got about 600k on that, or about 1.8 mil in total, which means overall we made another 6 mil today just on some of the new items, which I am really happy with. Okay, so I have about 804 mil and about, I don't know, 70 mil in an investment overnight. I may even go ahead and buy some Twisted Horns. I'm feeling really good about it. I really do think they're going to go up in price eventually. So for now, I'm going to put an offer in for 5 of them at about 23,050. Okay, but overnight, I'm going to go ahead and do some safer flips overall. We're going to go for the Eternal Gem at about 63.75, and I'm going to go for 15. I've actually had pretty good success with the Dragonstone Armor. It's pretty slow, but the margins are very good. Currently showing about a 100k margin. I'll take that. We'll go ahead and do 20 of them. Once again, another item that has worked really nicely is the Ensouled Dragon Head. Once again, has a 140 GP margin. I'm very happy with that. That's an easy 1.4 mil overnight. Okay, we actually price checked a Ring of the Gods, which had a very good margin of about 200k. Okay, I'm seriously struggling to find some good overnight flips, but I'll go ahead and find some off camera, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, so it's the following morning after the release of the Twisted League rewards, and well, we got kind of a mixed bag of potential profits or losses. First up here, let's just go ahead and grab everything out of the Grand Exchange. We had quite a few successful flips overnight regardless of how these things are going to be doing. First up here, we had the Ensouled Dragons, which I think we got over $1 million profit on. We sold them for 111,885, and we bought them for 110,439, which means about 1.4 million profit. Really good. We did the Basilisk Jaw yesterday, 134,696, 134,288, which means we got about 400k there. We got a surprising amount in profit from the Irrit Potion, clocking in at about 600k in profit, not bad. We had the Boots of Brimstone, which we did 51 of them overnight, very successful there. Didn't get a huge margin, I think we only got around 10k, but that is still about a 500k profit. And we're still selling off a few other things here like the Eternal Gem, the Infinity Top. Okay, now let's have a quick look at the twisted items. Okay, now first up here we have the Twisted Horn. We bought it at 23 mil, so far it's actually gone down. My plan now is just to hold onto these items for a week. Barring some cataclysmic event where Jagex announces that they're going to put all these items in Diango's shop or something, I don't think we're going to end up losing too much money. I'm pretty interested to see where these items go. So we have 5 Twisted Horns, 4 Twisted Blueprints, and 4 Teleport Scrolls. Okay, next up here, let's have a look at the Twisted Blueprints, and this is actually looking a little bit more successful. We bought the Twisted Blueprints at 17.4 mil, and currently they're up to 19.5, which means we've gained 2 mil per item on this one. And finally, we have the Twisted Teleport, which is hovering around 1.7 mil, and we bought it for around 1.6 mil, so not a huge profit there, but still. Okay, now partly because I just want to get some more money from it, partly because I actually want to know the price, I'm going to go ahead and flip more of the Twisted Horns. They just worked really, really well. And right now there's about a 300k profit. I'll take that. That'll be another million profit on that. And we just kind of get to know roughly what the price looks like anyway. We're going to try the Twisted Teleports as well. I'm actually going to bank these items just so I don't mess something up here. Okay, we just squeaked by with 7 of these, and yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do for now. I'll leave this last spot for selling. The Twisted Horns actually did not come through at this price, which is kind of interesting because they've been such a high volume item for the rest of the time. But anyway, maybe that means they're on the rise, hopefully. Well, this marks the end of another very extensive day of flipping and pretty much all successful, so I have nothing really to complain about. Well, a good example here is the Twisted Blueprint. We got a 825k margin, which means we just made a cool 2.4 mil with pretty much 0 work. The Twisted League items have been amazing. Realistically, I should be doing them every 4 hours because the margins are good. The volume is very high right now. The only thing that's not really going that well is my investments, which are going down, but I'm just going to be cool. Now, on top of the blueprint, we also got about 600k on another Twisted Horn flip, and we have about 915k in profit on the Dragon Heads whenever they decide to sell off, which means I got about 3.9 mil since our last checkup, on top of a few other random flips that I could not bother to keep track of. So things are looking very good. This week has been very profitable so far. I really have been putting a larger focus on this account, in my mind at least, over the last week or two, partly because I just really want to get this done with, not because I'm not enjoying it, I'm just excited for what can come next. I'm also kind of minorly worried that the Twisted Bow might go up in price a serious amount, which would put us in a bit of a pickle. So we're really trying to get ahead of the game here. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put in a few offers for overnight flips. We're going to do the Ensouled Dragon Head once again. Just been nothing but profit from that. We're going to do 2 different types of boots. We're going to do the Gilded Boots and the Boots of Brimstone. Now, one thing I kind of wanted to try more of, maybe not today necessarily, but there were quite a few different armor set combinations I haven't really even tried yet. I haven't tried the Dagonhai set combination. I haven't tried the Dragonstone set combination. The thing that makes me kind of leery about that is their volume is so low, which means the margin's probably good, but it could be very inconsistent. One item I kind of wanted to price check was the Barrows Teleport. The reason being that the Barrows Teleport is going to be added to the POH Nexus, / already has. But actually didn't really see much of a price change. I wouldn't really bother doing it at that margin. Okay, I kind of settled on the Gilded Scimitar, which we can afford actually a full bind limit of. And finally here, we're going to settle on the Ring of the Gods. But that's going to be it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Okay, I have a bit of a mess to clean up this morning. I've come to a decision, and I don't really think it's the right decision, but I want to keep invested in these items, but I don't want to be 200 million GP invested. I would like to cut that in half. Now, the Twisted Horns have crashed a fair bit, like they're 5 mil below what I paid for them, which means if I sold the Twisted Horns, I'd be losing about 25 mil, which is not something I really want to do. The Twisted Blueprints, on the other hand, we're actually still profiting on. I would be profiting about 700k on each one. The dilemma here though is I think the Twisted Blueprints probably would have been a better investment because look at the price right now. They're almost even though the Twisted Horn costed 6,000 points and the Blueprints only 4,000. That really just speaks to the sheer quantity of the Twisted Horns that people bought. Well, anyway, let's look at the couple flips we had going on here. So this morning we did the Twisted Horn and the Twisted Blueprint again, getting a pretty sizable margin on all of them. Most of them we got about an 800k profit on, which means we got 2.4 on the Blueprint and about 2.4 on the Twisted Horn. We have a bunch of Ensouled Dragon Head selling off, which we made another mill on, but look at this, we also got another 5,400 of them for 10.3k each, and we're selling them for 10.8 8K, so that's a really, really good margin. So now I'm probably going to make a bit of a poor decision here, but I'm going to sell off maybe 2 of the horns for about a 10 mil loss and maybe 1 of the blueprints, bringing me down to 3 and 3, which would be about 120 mil investment. I could live with that a bit more. Risking over 25% of my cash stack seems a lot worse than risking like just over 10%. I definitely want to stick this out because either way it will be a learning experience, but I really don't want it to impact the potential of me actually finishing the series, and I don't want it to be delayed too far. So I think 100 mil is a more reasonable investment. I'm going to keep the 10 twisted teleport scrolls because that's only around a 15 mil investment, and I think these actually do have a pretty good potential of retaining and going up in value. So on this blueprint, we're going to make another 500k, not too bad. However, on the 2 twisted horns, we're going to lose a fair bit of money. 10 mil at once doesn't seem so bad though. Okay, I'm going to sell these for 18,299, and I'm really going to try my hardest to get my money back just by flipping the twisted horns, and hopefully overall we're going to come out ahead. The reality here is I'm not really good at long-term merching. It's just something I don't have a lot of practice with. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few other offers in here as I go about my day. Not going to be too high volume. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and ballpark a Dex Prayer Scroll for around 41,650. And we'll do double the buy limit for that one. We're going to have a lot of money left over. I just don't really know what to put it in, honestly. As pretty much all of our offer slots are filled, I'll go ahead and fix this up later when other things sell off. Now, like I was saying, this week was actually pretty stressful for me as far as flipping goes. And that is largely due to the pricing trend of the twisted items. Now, they have recovered, but January 19th, January 20th, I was seriously doubting if they were actually going to go up. I thought maybe I just made a huge mistake, and that actually honestly affected my regular flipping. I was just getting very anxious. I wasn't being very patient. I wasn't really picking good items, which means over the last couple of days, I probably actually just lost quite a bit of money. Again, partly due to a lack of patience, but also I think maybe the market overall was on just a bit of a minor recession, but who knows, I may just suck. So over the last couple of days, I tried a bunch of different flips out, but probably broke even or lost money overall. What I think is more important and what is going to impact my cash stack more is, of course, my investments. So I definitely made a few mistakes when doing this investment. First, I didn't wait long enough. I realistically should have waited until it had bottomed out, because I think initially I saw this slight price increase and I thought, hey, maybe it's going to start going up now. Let's get in now. But that really was not very long. That was the same day. I should have waited way longer than that. Clearly, we can see here that it took 2 or 3 days, and most items when they get released take a few days before any sort of resurgence starts happening. That being said, even though this stressed me out a lot, it is looking fairly promising. It bottomed out at around 13 million, which would have been over a 10 mil loss each. However, over the last couple of days, it has increased pretty dramatically, almost back to where it was when I bought it. So we're almost break even on the Twisted Horn, and the Twisted Blueprint is looking fairly good as well. I bought it for around 17.3 mil, and it never really dipped too much below that, which is nice. And currently it does seem to be on a pretty slow but steady trend upwards, which is looking very promising. And of course we have the Twisted Teleport Scroll, which hasn't really changed much in price, but I'm going to give it a bit more time. So to prevent this episode from being too long and to skip over some of the more boring things, I'm actually going to skip ahead to the 22nd, which is today, you may see in the corner. And we'll see how much money I would theoretically have at the current prices of my investment plus my cash stack. And we'll determine whether we want to hold these things longer or sell them today. Well, what a week it has been. It is finally over. And we can finally get a rough estimate on how much money we have right now, because I haven't actually had that in quite some time. These flips were not that profitable, especially because I hurried them along to just have them sold in time. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to hit collect and let's see how much money we are at, not including our investment. We are at 757 mil without our investment. Actually is a bit better than I thought, because I think we're at about 120 or 130 mil invested. I actually thought I lost more money this week just because of how badly the last couple of days went. Now, if we take what I paid for these items here, I invested 138 mil more or less, which means if I add that onto my 757 means I would be at 895 mil, which right there is actually about a 30 mil profit, which is actually much stronger than I had anticipated. However, if we take the current prices of the investment, which for one, the Twisted Blueprint is showing a massive price increase, not sure how accurate that is, but I'll take it for now, at 28.8 mil on that one, 21.9 on the Twisted Horn, and about 1.7 mil on the Twisted Teleport. If we sold them for that price, that would bring our effective profit up to 926 mil, which essentially would be a 60 mil profit. With that said, I am not going to sell these yet. I'm going to wait longer, see where the price is headed. But if it starts crashing again, I'm probably just going to sell it because I'm happy with that amount of profit. I really don't want to get burned, and we'd be very close to our goal at 926, where I'm not sure where I will be if I hold on to these items for months. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. I really did hope you enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like, and I will see you next time.